Welcome boys and girls, Christine here with Systemic War by Play of Bell. This is a game that starts in 2021 and then will carry over into the future. This is just a demo of a game and we only have Poland to play as. And we are going to deal with Russia, or as someone by the name of Habitual Line Crosser on YouTube would call it, the vodka flavored dipshit. Oh yes, we are going to use a lot of references from HLC. So little European Texas over here has a significant force and we are going to recruit even more things. In fact, we are going to recruit a ton of things right here in this campaign. But we do have some things we need to worry about. So we have economy, like, keep in mind, this is a demo, it's not finished. It was released a while ago. But right now, I've just decided to buy everything in the kitchen sink, including the sink. But we're also going to need to use that equipment. So we go into units we already have and change the types of vehicles that we do have available. So we pay attention. So we got Black Panther tanks, Twardy tanks, for instance, in this one. Okay. That's fair enough, but we're going to add another artillery company. You do need to be mindful of how you're going to handle things in a campaign with respect to all the units that you do have, all the units that you are using in that specific campaign. So we have a lot of Twardies, we have we do have just a huge number of vehicles available. But what I'm interested in this particular respect, we also have American units, which we can also upgrade right there. So we can put in another tank company right there, and we can switch these from A1s to, say, Leopard 2s, or we will purchase various things. But very importantly, we need to get recon, we need to get air defenses. Those kind of things will matter. And artillery, for instance, anti-air artillery rather. Because while we don't have enemy helicopters to deal with right now, we will have other things to deal with going forward. So anyway, we also have hybrid operations. We can call in troops. We're gonna blow up Nord Stream 2. I mean, who did it? Why they did it? Someone did it. Clearly. Exactly who, that's not the debate I'm really interested in right now, but someone clearly did it. I think the way the game is going to handle that particular angle is you will have a choice in several campaigns to deal with. Like, you will have the ability of playing a Ukrainian campaign if you want to. So we're just going to move all of these forces right here. Get everyone in order. Alright, so important event. He demands an architectural change. Oh yes, let Russia demand whatever Russia wants. It will not change the course of events. And we need to also deploy forces to deal with the first wave of attacks. But yeah, the northern frontier is where it's gonna be at. We need to be careful. The reason I'm doing all of these actions, by the way, is because I'm looking to slow them down in sectors that I do not control. There are certain locations that you need to hold control of in order to win. Okay, so now we can get a naval pact with Sweden and Finland.
security architect.
We don't have a lot of forces. Little European Texas is just getting started. Well, I'm trying to also pay attention to what we got, so it's gonna take some time. There we go. The UI is kind of a bit broken and all that, but as long as we get the stuff that we want, and truth be told, you can probably win the game with the things that you also start. Alright, so we will deploy in, let's call an emergency NATO summit, and we're going to go for Vilnius. So there was an ultimatum right there. And we are looking for some of those troops. The Baltics are going to be invaded. Expose corruption in Russian arm industry, or we can go over there and go over Russian war crimes. I mean, never mind, the war just literally started, but hey. So we got shown moves. Yeah, it's a bit of a weird one. We will also be getting reinforcements from various other countries as well. You just got to keep that aspect in mind while we prepare for what is to come right here. Get some tanks, whatever we got. We can expose corruption, sabotage the railway lines. Alright, we're getting a bunch of reinforcements right there. We could go for safety pin. We could also try and de-escalate things right now. I am just going to save again, because it does have a tendency of bugging out. Now, we do have a huge armament right here aimed at Russia if they try anything against us. Let's expose some corruption. Here we go. And now the war has begun. Okay. So now our forces are marching against the Russians, all due speed. We've taken Kaliningrad. And their artillery support has fallen. But of course our forces do need some time to recover. And now it's just a matter of cutting off their supply lines, and they will fold. Of course, there are some other forces at work here that we gotta be mindful about and careful about. And you can assign artillery units, even though I lost one of them. Just nature of the beast. But cruise missiles, basically. They do have tanks like T-90s, they do have T-72s. That they are gonna throw against us, or they are throwing against us. That force right there is something formidable. We need to get our guys out of there. Because otherwise we risk losing everything. Yeah, just gonna assign some of the artillery right here that we have. And there we go. The Russians are destroyed right there. Their main advance in that sector has been defeated. And now we turn our forces to deal with the near encirclement. Of our troops right in the northeast sector. Yeah, NATO doesn't screw around, and we got more troops coming in. And that would be about it, really. Well, much of it. Sabotage those rail lines because we need to. Yeah, they're throwing everything they got at us. Can't say that's it's a pleasant experience, but But if we manage to cut them off right there, that might be just enough to swing the tide in our favor. Of course, there's more forces I could deploy, more tanks that I could deploy. Yeah, more of my guys are coming. It's gonna be a vast encirclement of the Russian armed forces right here. But they've thrown everything they've got against us, and they have failed. And now it's just desperate moves, kind of like what happened in 2022, really. Oh, but don't tell me that Russia had a brilliant plan back in 2022. It's like, yeah, it was even worse than this. Well, in certain areas. Fantasy scenarios, I suppose, write themselves. Clearly, if we smash our head against the brick wall, we will definitely succeed. Of course, that was then. Things have changed since that particular time period. Let's go for the liberation of Vilnius. Alright, Vilnius is saved. We gotta go save Estonia. But it is over. Victory. The Baltics are still occupied largely by Russia, but Poland stands free. Little European Texas won the war. I mean, it was a question of just like encircling them, cutting their supply lines, using tanks, getting units. It's a pretty fun game. I mean, obviously there are real-time battles. There are things that will happen. And there are RTS battles. There's a lot of work to be done. But for a demo, it's still pretty damn fun to play this, I gotta say. Go see and sign out.